Tony D and Little Joan in the background, and this is a screenwriter's rant on Unspeakable, Beyond the Wall of Sleep, starring Edward Furlong as a guy who doesn't look like he got much sleep. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Check out my books. The links are in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 17, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. Now, this appears to be a kind of a low-budget horror movie, but it is based on an HP Lovecraft story. So that's usually pretty creepy and weird, and it looks pretty creepy and weird. Near as I can tell, there is a guy in a prison, and he is crazy, and he has all sorts of weird powers, which he then ends up passing on to another prisoner after he dies, and then that prisoner also transforms, and then it just gets weirder and weirder, and people die, and there's there's a baby involved, and there's it's very weird. It's very weird, and Edward Furlong, I think, goes crazy at the end, because that's a lot of HP Lovecraft. That if you ever played Call of Cthulhu RPG, which I played a bit of back in the day, that's what usually happened to your characters. They all went crazy. So yeah, and I think that's what happens at the end of the movie. So first act, Edward Furlong, I guess he's doing some sort of an investigation into this guy. I'm not sure why. He looks very ragged. I don't think he's a cop. I think he's more of a doctor who is helping the prisoners, the crazy ones. And then this guy's all messed up. Let's see if I can get a still of him. He's like all messed up. I think the prisoners messed him up. And then he's a witness. So this guy was possessed by this entity, and it's causing people to go crazy. There's a lot of self-deletion in this, but that's very typical in an H.P. Lovecraft story. These stories are very dark. There's no hope, kind of things. Here his like neck elongates, and so I don't think they had a big budget for this movie. And then there's, of course, a nun to add some, solemnness to the whole thing. I don't think there's a big budget behind this, but it is a bit nuts, man. I think they're using it. See, it says from H.P. Lovecraft. There's a scene here with a... Yeah, see, I'm crazy. I'm going crazy. Then there's another scene. We could stop. Yeah. See, this woman puts her legs up and starts getting all weird and sexy. I'm not sure why. So just a bunch of crazy, and then Santa comes in. Not a real Santa, of course, but and just horrible things happen. Horrible things. So this to me is a real horror movie. It's actually kind of scary and messed up. It's not just reliant on gore. It's H.P. Lovecraft had concepts that would just make you go, oh man, that's messed up. That's messed up. So I guess first act, he's some kind of doctor investigating the patients, or some kind of I don't think he's a cop, but he's investigating. And he uncovers this guy who is now, he's sort of tainted one of the other prisoners. And then they're trying to deal with him, and they're studying him. But, weirder and weirder things happen. More people die, until finally the climax of the movie is, I think the prisoner dies unspeakably, as a bunch of unspeakable horrors happen. And then in the end, the only witness to it all is Edward, and he goes into the same prison, and he's crazy. They all think he's crazy, and he kind of is. All right, let's read the write-up. Renowned urinologist Ambrose London That's an HP Lovecraft name. Ambrose London is required to appear at Arkham Asylum. Can you use that name? To study the strange case of dissociative identity disorder in patient James Phelps / Joe Slater. I think that's probably directly from the H.P. Lovecraft story, whatever it was called. Maybe it was called this. It's interesting they can use the name Arkham. I would have thought DC Comics had that locked up, but maybe not. So, yeah. Cool. I think this will be, a cool, kind of weird movie. I kind of like horror movies that are weird, more weird than they are gory, because they kind of go to places you're not expecting. And so they're actually kind of scary to me because, comedy relies on surprise, but horror does too. Good horror, in my opinion. So when something weird happens and you're just not expecting, you're like, oh man, what happened? But Edward Furlong looks very pained. oh man, this is all messed up kind of look to him. He looks so different though, right? He looks very different than back in the day when he was a skinny teen fighting the Terminator. I don't know. In some ways, these horrors are worse. And that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on the green site, the orange site, and the black site for more videos. Tonight, I will be at the LBI Historical Society in Beach Haven, New Jersey for my 7 p.m. talk on how to hunt the Jersey Devil. So come on down to the beach, and it should be a great night. Hope to see you there. We'll see you in the next one.